Alright, so let's go. Now, I have two screens here, and I hope you'll be able to understand what I want to explain. Now, this is my notes. This is my working workspace. So I'm doing the two all together. Alright, let's start. HTML as we have it is very, very simple, like I said, but the protocol is governed by W3 protocol. Now, when you are working with HTML, there are fundamentals you need to know. Part of the fundamentals, I'm going to be highlighting it for us. We have elements. Under elements, these are examples of elements. H1, H2, they are single, they are elements. Standalone, they are elements. Alright. So, it can be a paragraph. This is a paragraph now. This is a paragraph. It can be a paragraph. They are elements. Now, but elements are not all that we need. That is the smallest unit of HTML. Some of you must have known this. Now, we now have tag now. All these also, they are all elements. They are single elements. We have tag. Now, tag is a combination of elements. You open it and you close it. So, see what I did here. I hope A is an element. This one is an element. And I close it here. See these two. I was able to open and close it. That is a tag. So A open / A close. Now I did the same thing for a div here. What I mean by close, this sign here, this slash here, that is what is closing it. That is a tag. When you join two elements together, you form a tag. But a tag is not complete if you do not put an attribute to it. You just have to know what I'm showing us. That is how the language is written. That is how the language is mastered. You want to be telling me why are they using A, why are they using div, I don't know. All I know is that div is what they gave us. If you want to write anything, you have to create a div. If you want to do an anchor, you have to do an A. If you want to do a paragraph, you have to do a P. That is what the protocol gives us. Why are they selecting numbers? I don't know. Again, why are they using H1, H2, H3? That is how the language alphabet is written. And that is what the compiler, that is what all the browsers understand. So you have to master it. You have to know how to write the language, how to go about the language, and you have to be able to do it. So that is that. So now to make a tag, to make it complete, you need to put an attribute. Attribute is very, very important again. Now an attribute is very, very simple to understand. Attribute can be an ID, can be a class, can be an SRC, and can be a ref, whichever one. So see an example of what I have here. You can see a tag. I try to color it. You can see a tag. A is a tag that is brackets, and I close it. Now in between it, I put a href as an attribute. So this is referring to something that is a complete language, a complete sentence. This is a sentence now. HTML, complete sentence. You see the way we match the three together. Fine. I'm going somewhere with what I'm showing us. So then, for us to do a typical HTML language, you need to do a standard HTML must follow a particular language so that your browser, what I mean by browser, your Chrome, your Mozilla, your Edge, or Crazy Browser, any of them, they are all your browser. When they see any of this, they know the meaning. Because when they are building those browsers, they build them to be able to interpret the meaning of all this. So a simple fundamental HTML language looks like this. I copy this now and I drop it on my notepad. So that is a typical HTML language. So you can see I'm saying the document I'm writing is HTML, document type is HTML. So this is that you don't close this. Now I said it's HTML and it's in English language. That means you can have French, German, any language you want, but mine is English language, AGNEN. Now I have head, open and close. I have body, open and close. And again, you can see the tag. Tag was open here, like this. I just put an attribute of language inside it. I close the HTML, I close it here. So this is a least HTML code you can ever write. Alright, but how do I go about this? How do I work around this? What do I need to do? I'm just going to paste a certain one for us. So I copy this now, putting some variable inside it. What do I put? I put a meta. Meta, it is Google that introduced this one. This one was not part of a W3 protocol. When Google now came, Google said, okay, every HTML that you are writing, please put this meta thing there. It is Google that throw it in there. And what is the essence? So that when Google is trying to search your search engine, they will easily be able to pick your website. So I'm adding a tag, another tag here. I call it title. So I'll come on top here. I try to open the edge. Some of us have seen this before, but I have to go over it again. I put a title. Now inside the body, I copy these two. I create another tag. This is a tag. I put hello world and I put a paragraph. You can see I've shown us A1 before. I have A1, A2, A3. I've shown us before. It's up there. So inside the body, so I drop that. Let me go inside the body. I drop that. So if I save this thing now that I have here, if I save it on Notepad, it's going to give me a typical website. So I'm going to just save this one. Then after saving this, I'm going to take it complex. So let me save this now. I go to save. Inside save, I pick save as. I'm using Notepad. So in my Notepad, and I call it test 1. Test 1 dot HTML. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. So that's what I done. I'm using Notepad as my code editor. So I save that Notepad. I save it as test 1 HTML. HTML, if follow what I have to put it there. Then I said save this thing to my desktop. Save it to my desktop, or peradventure my desktop, or let me say somewhere. I just save. I save. So after saving that, I'm going to go to my desktop now. I bring up that thing for us to be able to see. So okay, I'm coming. So let me minimize this so I can bring up that. So this is what I saved, text 1. So if I double click on this now, it's going to open for me like this. So this is what I did. If I bring it up again from my Notepad, you will see what I'm doing. I just put this is a web page, and exactly what I've done. So you just say hello world. This is a web page, a very simple website that anybody can write. But we can move further from here. You can see it's just like that. We can move further from here.